Hi, welcome or welcome back. My name is Savannah and this is my knitting podcast. It is September 29th, 2023, about 11 o'clock in the morning. And I've been thinking that maybe I should be doing these podcasts monthly. That way I don't burn myself out again. So this is what I am trying to do for the foreseeable future. So actually I had to go ahead and write kind of an overview of the month real quick. Hopefully I don't forget I forgot something. I'll try to add in a clip of that later, but here comes my cat Aurora to be crazy. Anyways, what I was saying is that monthly might work better for me. Possibly. We'll see what happens. But that does mean I have a bit to show you. And we're going to go ahead and jump right in because I don't want this to take too long. I'm still sure it's going to be at least an hour, but we will see. Aurora, honey, you need to stop. I'm sorry about any of the noises in the background. My children are off from school today, so they might be making some noise along with my cat, who seems to be very chatty right now. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive right in. I'm going to start with finishes, then whips, then new starts, purchases, and then I'll talk about plans I have for this upcoming month and any live stuff at the end. So you're more than welcome to only watch what you want to watch. I'm going to try to do chapters. I can't guarantee I will, but I will try. We will see in the editing process. Wearing both AirPods is really weird. It keeps doing some weird things, but I'm going to try since a lot of other podcasters use these. We'll see. Okay, so finishes. I have only 2 finishes, and I have... This is the Trestle Tea by Tiffany Lind. This is currently in testing still. I believe it's going to be released like October 11th-ish. So that time, just keep an eye out on Instagram. But this is my finish. I finished this like maybe 2 weeks ago. Very easy knit. The back does not have the design on it, just the front. And then you have was it half fisherman's rib? I can't remember if it's full fisherman or half fisherman for the sleeve cuffs. I was nervous about getting this done, but it really went quick. And I actually really, really like it. So I'm not a big fan of using acrylic yarn. I'm not, but I have some in stash. And so that's what this is. This was Stash Yarn Acrylic. It's Lion Brands. Feels like alpaca because I think their touch of alpaca actually has a little bit of alpaca in it, but the feels like alpaca is acrylic, polyester, and nylon. I can't tell you exactly the content amounts, but I believe it's those 3. It's really soft. It's beautiful. I think the name of this colorway was Silver Agent or just Silver. But it's a heathered looking, there's like little black fibers. The gray is very heathered between a light and a gray. It's very beautiful. I was nervous about this sweater, or tee, I guess, because of the acrylic. I'm not a big fan, but I actually just steam blocked this when it was finished. And it bloomed beautifully. It feels really nice to wear. All right, let me go ahead and tell you about my pop of color here. That is actually a hand spun yarn. I wouldn't say one of my first ones, but definitely it was a little, what do you want to call it? It was like a little advent box that I got from Nest Fibers a couple of years ago. So it was little bundles of fiber to spin. So this was before I was decent at spinning. But yeah, it was a bamboo silk targi blend, I believe. And this is the colorway. There was no names or anything with these. It was just, here's a sample of fiber to spin. So I have these like little nuggets of hand spun yarn, and I thought that this would be perfect for it. So yeah, I'm glad to have gotten this yarn out of stash. It took 2.5 balls, I believe. 2.5 balls of that Lion brand yarn. All the information is on my Ravelry page, linked down below. So if you are interested in any of that, that's where it'll be. Oh, and it is a split hem. So yeah, that's really nice. Definitely keep an eye out if you're interested for when it's released. The other finish that I have is the dupe sweater. I actually got this one finished in plenty of time. I actually really enjoy wearing this. I'm gonna be honest, even though I rage knit this pretty much, I actually enjoy wearing it. I'm not entirely sure where I was with this my last video and how much I talked like into detail, like how much into detail did I talk about this sweater. I don't know what to say really. So I did have to figure out a better way to decrease. I think I did talk about that, but I had to do the same thing for the sleeves as well. The original pattern, which this is a test knit, it's still currently being, the status of it right now, I'm unsure because the test knit ended last weekend. But I have not heard anything from the designer yet. Not a single thing. Anyway, so it was a rapid decrease again, and then it stopped, like her instructions stopped, like would have been right here, it would have stopped. But considering that this is based off of a Free People's sweatshirt, the actual sweatshirt ends way up here. So I went ahead and did the math to figure out how long I wanted my sleeves and how to gradually do the decreases instead of doing rapid decreases. So I did that, and then I actually put in a split cuff, and my split hem are more in the front. So yes, yeah, again, the last I heard from the designer, she was saying that the test knit was going to end September 24th. I was able to get this done before then, got all the information for her of yardage and all that. And she has a Discord server for this test knit, so there's other people in this as well. And I've heard from 2 other people who are test knitting it. One other person finished so far, and then another person just was talking about some other stuff, but not a single reply from the designer at all. So I'm not sure what is happening with this sweater. I can't give you any other information. I'm really sorry. The yarn that I used is Holsgarn Super Soft. I held the black with the flannel gray together to marl it, because this is a DK white sweater, definitely very oversized. It is so incredibly comfortable. I really, really love this yarn. The more I work with it, the more I just love it. So yeah, I like to just throw this on when I'm chilly. It's gonna be a perfect fall piece. Perfect fall. Yeah, I think I put all my yardage information in my, oh goodness, Ravelry page, project page. I think I plan to add the decrease rating that I did for my body and sleeves in my project page. I should probably just do that. I was gonna wait until the pattern was released, but now that it's kind of like I'm unsure of anything, I probably should just put my stuff on my project page so it's there, but we'll see. Those are my only 2 finishes. I've been really working hard on oh, you know what? I take that back. I got one other finish. sorry, I didn't write this down in my notes because I completely forgot about it. I finished a spinning project. Oh, look at how pretty. So this was supposed to be done for Tour de Fleece, but it took me quite a while. But I got it done recently, and that was because I actually had to take a break from knitting for like 2 days because I overdid it with the knitting and hurt my wrist pretty bad. So I had to wear a brace for 2 days, take a break. So spinning I can do in a brace because you don't really have to move your wrists. But yeah, so this fiber is, sorry, I know what it is. It is from Wool Gathering. They did a fiber of the month club last year, I believe. And there's actually 2 different fibers, 2 different braids in here that I decided to put together. So 2 different months worth of fiber. They just happen to look pretty similar in colorways. So I was like, oh, I'll put them together and try my first combo spin. So this is a Southdown and BFL blend, so 50-50. I was a little concerned about the Southdown when I first received it because it's a very coarse, rustic wool, but it was actually really nice to spin with. It was a nice spin, and BFL is nice to spin too. I mean, it's softer, but the Southdown was surprisingly nice and easy to spin. So, and I made this lovely wool. I have about, I want to say 700 yards. I have it written down in a different notebook that I left in my craft space, so I don't have that information now, but I did a 2-ply. I think it's probably close to a fingering weight. It's probably a fingering weight. I haven't checked any of that stuff yet. I just made sure to get the yardage so I wouldn't have to go back and do that because there are some spins that I've done that I haven't gotten the yardage yet, and so I'm gonna have to go back and do that. But I don't know what else to say about this. Oh, for right now it's a contender for the Pressed Flowers cardigan, which that's the one thing I forgot but to bring up to show, but this is one of the contenders for that cardigan, which is going to be in the distant future. Probably next year kind of thing. But yeah, I just think that's so pretty. Good lighting up here. Okay, so that's the other finish, and that's all for finishes. Now for whips. I have 2. Sorry, I have 2 that I was showing last week. Sorry, I got a lot going on here. Okay, the first one is the heirloom. It's the heirloom quilt cardigan by Katrin Seeberger. There's a lot to say about this one. I think I just had blocks last time. I can't remember exactly. I got it all seamed up and I have 1 sleeve finished. So it's going to be a hot mess, let me tell you. So it's all seamed up and I have 1 sleeve so far. Oh, good lighting. So I just decided to go with brown. I thought about maybe doing so this is a red right here. Thought about doing the red on this side, but I think I'm just going to do both of them brown. So here is that. Here's the back. Okay, so I have discovered some things while seaming this that I wish I would have known or somebody would have put in their project page notes while they had test knit this or just knit this in general. I wish I would have known. And that is, so these are knit, these blocks are knit flat. It's flat color work. Not a big deal. I know I was talking about that last week or last video. My biggest issue was actually seaming, because you do a mattress stitch. You mattress stitch all these together. It was seaming this way across the knitting. That was a huge pain in the butt. that was not simple. There's no salvage edge really. You just have your cast on and bind off edge to use. You can see some of my squares don't line up perfectly, but they aren't terrible. If I would have known, and I'm giving this tip to you in case you want to knit this in the future, I know trying to lay out blocks is probably the most difficult part of it, but I recommend that you go ahead and cast on your first square, and instead of binding off up here, just switch your colors and knit your next square. So I don't know how, it's not gonna work since the sides are, yeah, it's not gonna work since the sides are now seamed together as well. But you're really putting you could knit a full 6 squares together where they need to be. So you'd have 2 rows of 6, you know, 6, 6, and then you'd have 3, and then you'd have 6 and 6, and that's for like the medium size. I think I have a photo I can insert, maybe, but that would be so much easier, because then you would just be seaming up the side seams, which you do have a salvage for that. Let me get this straightened out. Right here, seaming up along the knitting, not across the knitting, that's way easier. So that would be like the only seaming you had to do. So I was like, man, I really wish I would have known that in the beginning, because it is, all right, here's the inside. Don't mind, I still have to weave in a lot of my ends from seaming together. I just wanted to wait a little bit so that I could make sure everything is nice and tight and good. But you have a lot of these bulky seams, so this is your salvage edge. That's not that big of a deal. But then you have your bind off and your cast on edges that are pretty bulky, because you don't have a set, like I tried really hard making sure that I'm catching the same, like, so there's, how do I want to say this? Some areas have, I don't know, I wanted to say like some areas have more stuff between the points than others. I guess not, like this one right here. There's more stitches there than there are there. I don't know if you know what I'm trying to say. I don't know. I was a little frustrated with the whole seaming process. I don't mind seaming. Mattress stitch is super easy. It's just, it was really annoying to do 27 squares when I could have literally just knit and then switch colors and then continued knitting and had nice seamless panels. Anyways, so got one sleeve done. I gotta go ahead and pick up and knit the other sleeve, and then all I have is the ribbing at the bottom and the ribbing around the, what's it called? Like the collar button band. Also, this is, let's see if I can put it on over this. Put the hood up. It is very cropped, and I'm worried about that a little bit. I mean, I haven't tried it on with like good clothes, obviously. I'm always in sweats. Belly buttons here, that comes there. I'm gonna have like, I think there's like this much ribbing. I could make it longer if I want, which is not a problem. Oh, sleeve fits pretty good. That's good. I haven't tried it on since the sleeve has been finished. I just finished the sleeve yesterday, which is ahead of schedule, which is nice. But I had honestly, before I seamed these shoulders together, I had thought about putting a panel of ribbing just so it dropped down the back and the front, you know, to make it a little bit longer. Because I don't think, because you choose how deep you want your sleeves to be. So you just pick, like, she has recommendations in the pattern how far down to measure depending on how you want your sleeves. So it wouldn't have mattered if I put here. The only thing that was stopping me was there's a middle, I don't know if you can see that middle panel. I would have had to put ribbing across that as well, but then on top of that would have been the ribbing for the collar, and I didn't know if that was going to look good. So I kind of just left it alone, and I'll deal with it if it's super cropped. Like on some people, because I kept looking at all the pattern pages, on some people, it looked really good. Like the length on them was well. On some people, I feel like their cardigans stopped right at the end of their rib cage. And I was like, I don't want that cropped of a sweater. So once I get the ribbing going, we'll determine from there. All these blocks are already blocked, like as in wet blocked, because I did that before seaming them. They're gonna get a second block anyways. But I'm using, again, Holst Garn Super Soft. And it's 100% wool, so it doesn't grow that much, if it grows at all, to be honest. But it definitely softens up. So yeah, that is the progress of my quilt cardigan. And I know some people are struggling with trying to knit colorwork flat. I just recommend keep trying. Figure out which works best for your hands, the way you like to knit. Just do what you can, because it is a beautiful cardigan. And I honestly think that I might make a second one with scraps in the future. Not anytime soon, but in the future, just because it is so beautiful. And I want to try the trick of just knitting. I think like only a 2-color one would be amazing. That's what I'm thinking, like a 2-color one. Anyways. Oh, gosh. Okay, the other whip. This is definitely going to be a long video. The other whip, so that one is a focus and this one is a focus. These two I'm trying to get finished because I've decided, let's see here, like I have an overall September plans, and then I kind of started my October plans, and then, which I will talk about plans more in the plan section, but then I kind of broke down a weekly plan for like October. But my plans were to try to get the heirloom quilt cardigan and this next one, the Gia zipper. God, I was pronouncing that wrong the whole time. Finally heard somebody say it. Gia. G-I-A. Gia. The Gia zipper. I wanted to get those done in September. They're not going to be done, so I'm focusing on getting these two done. They're kind of in the same place, kind of. So yeah, we're hoping for the best. Oh man, I really have my life not. I really thought I had like one more week of September. I don't. Anyways, let me show you my progress on the Gia zipper. This is by Svannah and I in the Mitadame book 2202. This book right here. The Gia zipper. You guys are all probably laughing at me for saying Gaia all the time. It's really what it looked like to me. Okay. Even though I know Gaia is usually G-A-I-A. Or at least, but anyways, Gia zipper. I am trying. I think it was this one, and then a new start. I'm going to show this plus that one. I think it really wrecked my wrist because I was really going hard on it. So I had to take a break. It's going to look really funky because it's funky. So I did get the collar finished. It's all bound off. And then this weird little bit, this is what's going to hide the zipper, like when you sew it down. So I don't want to put the zipper in until I'm able to block this. And I didn't want to block it before the sleeves. So it looks funky. So you have to do, like before you even bind this part off, you have to sew these while still attached to the rest of the collar. Sew these, knit these. And then it comes to a point right here. And this, again, will just be sewn in with the zipper sandwiched between. I had a spot in my tubular bind off where I did not have enough yarn, so I had to attach more, and the yarn is superwash, so you can't spit splice it. And so I kind of have a little knot in the tubular bind off in the front. If it was in the back, it wouldn't matter. I know it's hard to show you. So here's where I'm at. I'm almost done with sleeve number 1. I need to get this finished before the end of the weekend. I don't know what I did here. So I'm following the instructions for the sleeves, the decreases. I hate that the thing that I hate is that you're decreasing every amount of, a measurement, not a number of rows. And that is definitely not the funnest, because I feel like everybody's measurements are subjective. Sure, I measured against like a different part to see, to tell me, okay, if I want to knit, say 5 centimeters, it's this many rows. I've checked the gauge. And so I've been doing that, but it looks like I'm going to hit the desired length of the sleeve before I finish all my decreases. Because I'm really I'm like 3 centimeters away from 40 centimeters. And I still have, I'd probably say about, hey, Laura, stop. Probably about these many more stitches to decrease. I don't know. I need to try it on and see how I am. Because I still have to do a rapid decrease. Well, it's not a rapid decrease. You have to decrease evenly to cinch it in just a little bit more. I might have to change that. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this is even long enough, for my arms. It is a drop shoulder. So we'll just have to see. Okay, so the yarn that I'm using, we have a Drops Kid Silk in black. I did have to actually order 2 more balls of this recently to finish this. I'm hoping this is enough to get, well, I don't know. I was hoping just one of these would get enough to finish 2 sleeves, but if not, I can break into the other one. I just need to have some of that for different sweaters as well. Now I don't need a lot for the other sweater, so I'm hoping I won't have to order any more. And then the main yarn is this. This is Life in the Long Grass. It's Life in the Long Grass, 100%, I think it's superwash merino. It's on their zebra base, and it is called Cactus Moon Soil. It's really pretty. So yeah, that's what I'm using. I left the zipper tape downstairs since it's so big, but this is my zipper pull. Rose gold, since there are kind of that color in this. Kind of, not really. Anyways, I would like to get this one done soon. At least get that first sleeve done this weekend. But since I have today off and then we have Saturday and Sunday, I have a feeling it should be okay. It should be okay. We will see. All right, so those are my whips that you've seen in the past. And then I have 3 new starts. So this first one is the first one that I started. It's part of my fall plans. I did not do a video like others have done about their like fall knitting wish list or plans or anything like that, but this, I made a list. I don't think it's in here now. But this one and another one that I'm about to show you, those two are on my fall to knit list, and I figured I could get them started in September. This one I actually kind of like did a little bit more than I should have. This is because it was fun to knit. So this is the Ingrid Slipover by Petite Knit. This is format. I have the upper back finished. It looks funny because it just wants to roll and needs to be blocked badly. So doing all this moss stitch at the same time as doing the double stitching or the double knitting on the Gia sweater, that really wrecked my wrist. It's a lot of ribbing. Like, I don't know the exact motion that I would be doing. I don't feel like it's any different than I normally do, but it was a lot. That was a really tight tension. This one I'm using Let Lopi on bigger needles, but it did feel kind of tough on my hands. I don't know how else to explain that really. Sorry, I'm kind of in the middle of this row. I'm almost done with the right panel, front panel, and then I'll be joining in the front to finish up the front panel. Again, that's always gonna squish up. Yeah, Let Lopi. This is color number 56, which I believe is called Ash Heather on the website, but I am not 100% sure. I just know it's number 56. I had 4.5 skeins left of this in my stash from the Felix pullover. And while I know it's not enough to finish this Ingrid slipover, because I think this is ball number, ooh, this might actually only be ball number 2. Because I've already used the half one, I've used a full one. This is the next one, so I think I have 2 balls left. I'm hoping that I don't have to buy any more, but if I do, I can order it from the yarn store in my hometown. Not this town, my hometown in Duluth, Minnesota. I know they carry Let Lopi. So, yeah. I'm excited to have this slip over. I'm excited to get it blocked so that I can soften it up. Yep, so you got your moss stitching, eyelets, these faux cable crosses. These are super, super easy. Not a pain in the butt at all. They are a little bit slower, but they're not difficult. And then more eyelets and then ribbing. And then I think you just continue that sequence, I think. I can't read for sure. Yeah, here's the tag. Let Lopi, number 56. It's 100% wool, 50 gram balls or 100 meters. So yeah. Let's see how far I can get with what I had in stash. And then the other one that was on my list to start. Now these were the only 2 planned starts for this month, since I do have quite a bit of stuff, but there was one more. But let me go ahead and show you. This one is this is how I was meant to start the Ingrid slipover. Just barely do anything. Not barely do anything. This is the pronunciation on this one is difficult. It is the Leith cardigan, Leith by Rebecca Clow of the Crayabea. Yeah, really, just barely. It's bottom up. Oh, I forgot another thing to show you. Dang it. Okay, maybe I'll have to go grab it in a minute. But yeah, this is all that she wrote. Bottom up cardigan. It's got intarsia in it. And I will show you the yarn. I'm using all drops yarn for this, which is part of my purchases. Maybe I should talk about that in a little bit, but all drops yarn, super soft, super lovely. Right now it is drops Lima and drops Kid Silk held together in the, I guess, natural color. I don't have any of the tags with me either, so when I go grab the other stuff to talk about, I'll grab those too. But yeah, that's all I can really say about it. I do have a new stitch marker. This is one of 2 that I recently received from Denim and Rain, Sarah. This was a freebie that came in my package, so I didn't even order this one, but it's super lovely. So I'm going to use both of those, this one and the other one, on this project because it'll be beautiful. So I'll talk more about this yarn in a little bit with purchases. Oh yeah, here's my swatch. It just kind of was stuck with everything, so it came up to little tiny swatch, but it feels so nice. I really want to get this cardigan like done because that'll be amazing. But it's not high on priority right now. So the last new start. Now this one was unprompted, but I have a good explanation to it, and so I'm going to go ahead and show you real quick. This is where I am at so far. It's another bottom-up cardigan. Unfortunately, this one is knit flat and in pieces, panels. So I will have to seam this one, but hopefully it won't be too bad. It is a worsted weight gauge on, I think, US 9 needles. I can't remember what the millimeter for 9 is. I'm sorry. Oh, 5.5. Is it 5.5 millimeter? But this is what I have so far. It definitely doesn't look so great yet. And I am showing you the right side, so this is a gift knit. I'm not going to say for who yet, just in case they watch this video. It's a possibility. But yeah, it's the, I can tell you what it is. It is the Folklore cardigan. There's two patterns on Ravelry that are labeled, that are pretty much the same thing. This one is from Lion Brand and it is a free pattern. The other one is a paid for pattern by, I forget who it's by. But when I read the description of both, they're both worked bottom up, they're both worked flat, and you have to seam them, so I didn't think there was much difference between the two. A person who knit this one actually wrote up a bunch of charts for it, so I'm just following the charts. I am making the smallest size, and look, it'll fit me. I kind of want it smaller, but I don't know how to make it smaller. So I'm hoping it'll just be a nice oversized cardigan for the recipient. Like, I don't know, it's all over cables. Again, it's the Folklore cardigan. I don't want to say too much more into that as well, but if you know, you know, right? Also, you can look it up on Ravelry if you want to. But yeah, this is just what I have so far. Just started the cables. This one in the middle right here definitely has an unfamiliar cable pattern to me, but I don't think it's too difficult. It's just switching between the charts, because the charts do not have a key on them, unfortunately. So it's like switching from the chart to the actual pattern, and then having to go, like, the chart on the actual pattern is the last page. The explanation on how to do said cables is on the second page, and so I'm constantly having to scroll just to read. And again, it's only for this middle one that looks really funny right here. I don't know why they're, but yeah, I am just using this. I don't even know if this will be enough to do the whole thing, but this is Lion Brand's Pound of Love in white. It's 100% acrylic, which is okay for the recipient. Will be all right. We just had this in the house, so I didn't have to buy anything. I'm hoping for the best, really, mostly for the sizing. I'm not worried about actually knitting it. Ooh, I'm just worried about the sizing. And I kind of have a deadline by December. That's why I wanted to get it started. So wish me luck, considering there's a lot going on. And a lot will continue to be going on in my knitting. Okay, so that is it. I'm going to take a break, go grab those things that I forgot, and I'll be right back. Hey, kiddo. Hey, sorry, I'm back. Definitely went and got what I needed, I believe. Okay, so purchases. Oh, I didn't bring all of it, but that's okay. This was purchase number 1. I bought from Old Warehouse Drops yarn for the Leith. I think it's Leith, because there's no E at the end. I think the E at the end would make it Leith cardigan. I did exactly what Rebecca did for her all cream one with the boucle. I've been dying to use boucle, make something with it, and this was the perfect opportunity for that. So I went ahead and did that. And I wanted an all white cardigan, so here we are. Straps, alpaca boucle. color 100. It is 80% alpaca, 15% wool, and 5% polyamide. I believe it's labeled as an Aran weight, but it doesn't look like that. So we will see. But yep, I'm excited to try this yarn. And it's funny too, I just saw that My Favorite Things Knitwear has a full boucle sweater. I think it's sweater number 24. I think it's number 24. Hers is all brown. Beautiful. It's just really hard to I did swatch with this because I believe she's holding this with another, I thought it was like a mohair or something, but this does not hit gauge, so I think she's using like holding this with a fingering weight. She uses a different brand, but the brand that she used, which I don't know, I've never heard of it before, it's too expensive. Way too expensive. So I gotta figure out what I can hold with this to possibly make that sweater in the future. Counting gauge with that though, this, you can't see your stitches, so anyways, so that is one of the yarns. The other yarn is the Drops Lima, which I mentioned. Lima is, I believe this is DK. I believe this is DK weight. Yes, DK weight. 65% wool, 35% alpaca. It's really, really nice. Color number 100 again, so as you can see. And then Drops Kid Silk, which I don't have the tag for, but you know, it's mohair and silk. And I'm holding those two together, and then this is the separate one. So I ordered exactly what she recommended. I think this is what she used for her sample. Her original sample is a colorful striped one, but she also did this one because one of her test knitters used this. I think they used a full alpaca, not Lima, I can't remember, Puna, is that what it is? The 100% alpaca one. I just got the Lima because it was a little bit cheaper, and that's what Rebecca recommended. But she copied one of her test knitters to make a sample like this, and then I was like, yes, I need to do that too. So this is where we are. That's the first purchase. So I have a big bag downstairs full of yarn because I needed 14 skeins total for the, you know, of not each, but total. Anyways, so I showed you that mushroom. That's a resin mushroom from Sarah of, Denim and Rain. And then this is what I actually ordered. It was one of her sheepies. It was her fall sheep one. This was from, I think this was her leftover from her Flock Fiber Festival stock. She has some extras left over, and I most definitely snatched one up immediately. I do like Sarah from Denim and Rain. I like watching her podcasts. I like watching her like vlogs, her monthly vlogs. I like anything that she does. She seems like somebody that I would totally be friends with in real life. She's super, super sweet. She reminds me a lot of myself. So if you haven't heard of her, I recommend going and find her podcast, Denim and Rain. She's absolutely a wonderful painter as well. She does amazing paintings. Beautiful. Anyways, there's that. And then the last purchase that I had, oh, nope, not last. I have, this one came in recently. So this was a pre-order back in May, and it finally came. I got the Cable Knit Style by Joan Ho of Knitwear by Joan. This book. So as soon as she announced that she had this book and it was available for pre-order, well, actually it was before the pre-order, she was posting pictures on her Instagram, like photos from the photo shoot for this book. And I found out that most of the photos in here are actually, she took most of the photos in Iceland. And that was a big driving factor for me to buy this book. I mean, the knits are beautiful. The knits are beautiful, and I think seeing them over and over again on her Instagram really did solidify that for me. But the fact that most of her photos are from Iceland, really, really got me. So when she announced that the pre-order was open, I went ahead and got that. I do wish there was more bigger photos in here to see more of the landscape, but that is okay. That is okay. So there's 15 patterns in here of pullovers, cardigans, tanks, tees, and more, it says. There's a lot of actually really beautiful, like this cover photo. I love it. This skirt, I want this skirt. I do like, actually, you know what? I do like that sweater because there are no bobbles. There's some in here that have bobbles and I'm not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of bobbles at all, but yeah, so I'll go ahead and show you a couple real quick that I like. So there is, let's see here. I did look through this and like was reading some of the like descriptions. So you'll have like, so there's this one. I'm not a big fan of this one because it does have bobbles, but you got construction notes, you know, materials used, so on and so forth. So, you know, your overall page. I noticed when I was looking through this, I think almost every single pattern in here is bottom up. So as much as I'm not a big fan of bottom up, I'm just gonna have to suck it up. Anyways, let me get to the ones that I like. So the ginger zip. So it's actually really pretty. I don't know if I'll knit it anytime soon because I'm thinking about doing the Lanark by Rebecca Clow or the zipper sweater by Petite Knit. I'm debating on one of those, probably the Lanark, even though I'm not a big fan of Fisherman's Rib. It's the style I prefer. Like I want the squishiness. But this one is very beautiful. I really like this one too, the Myrtle Tee. Again, this one's flat bottom up. So, but the picture, look at that. Oh, look at that ice. That's amazing. There's the tee, Myrtle Tee. It's got a collar. It's quite cute. I don't see any bobbles, so that's nice. It's all over cable though, all over cable. I do like this vest, but it does have bobbles in it, unfortunately. So if I really want to make it, I'm gonna have to suck it up. But it looks beautiful on her. I'll show you in just a second. We'll see if there's a better picture. Yeah, I guess this one is. So it's a smaller picture, but it's the Juniper vest. You know, I don't know if it's the way that she is styling these pieces that is also making me really like some of them. It probably is. This one. So she's got a section. Let's see, what's this section? The first one that I was showing you. Fashion forward. This next one is oversized and chunky. So everything in here is like a chunkier knit. This, all right, so the cover pattern is called the Fern Pullover. I like that pink, but the skirt, let's see. I love that. I just love everything about that outfit. I need a skirt like that. It's like a tulle skirt. Let's see here. Nope, don't enjoy that one. It's too bulky. This right here, let's see what's the color of the River Birch Jacket. I like this one. Isn't that pretty? That's so pretty. I think in the future I will be knitting this. This uses, so this is bottom up, 3 separate pieces. It uses bulky yarn, bulky weight yarn, Estelle Yarns Llama Natural Chunky. Sorry, I've never heard of that one before, so just a bulky yarn though. What else do I like in here? That's too bulky for me. This mulberry poncho is pretty, but I don't know if I will knit that. But it is pretty. This one. Ooh, this is the sagebrush sweater. I like this color a lot. This one is beautiful. I really like that sweater too. So this is a huge contender as well. The yarn is worsted weight knitting for olive heavy merino in the dusty artichoke color. I've heard of a lot of people using that color, so with this photo, I'm like, yeah, that's definitely a color I would really like to wear. So in the future, we got light and breathable, airy pieces. She's got a tube top, tank tops. So for the warmer weather knits, she actually went to Dubai and took photos, which are absolutely lovely as well. I have no desire to go to Dubai, but the photos are beautiful. I don't think I would knit any of these tees or anything like that. I don't think so. So yeah, it's a beautiful book. You should check it out. And then my last purchase was from earlier this month. I purchased a pound of fiber. 1, 2, 3, a whole pound of this fiber. So I went to the Sewlivi Fiber Festival, which is a fiber festival every September. I think it's usually the first weekend in September in Sewlivi, Colorado. I have a short here on YouTube of our drive over to Sewlivi. So it's about 2.5 hours from where I'm living. You gotta go over a mountain range, and then you come down into a valley, and then you're in the foothills of another range of mountains. I absolutely love the drive. I think it's gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. I just love the mountains. Anyway, so that's mostly what that short is, but I think there's a little bit extra of our time there. We took the kids this year. I went last year for the first time with my husband only, and this year we decided to take the kids with, because I didn't expect, I already knew what to expect for the fiber festival, but I didn't expect to buy anything. But I decided to get this because this is going to be the main color. Oh, I forgot another thing. It's okay. This is going to be the main color for my pressed flowers cardigan. So I need to get this spun up. As you know already, this is one contender for the color work. I have a different fiber that is teal and copper and black, I think, that I actually bought last year at Sewlivi Fiber Festival. I'm thinking that one might be, that was my first choice, but we're gonna see out of what I have hand spun, which one is going to be best for this cardigan with this fiber. So let's put this down. So I bought this from, and I forgot to bring up the other thing, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I bought this from Cactus Hill Farms, which is here in La Jara, Colorado. I bought, this is fleece number 634. The breed is a CVM/merino. It doesn't smell like sheep, unfortunately. Whoever she sends her fleeces to process, clean them really, really, really well. Yeah, there's a few pieces of vegetation, nothing crazy, but they smell really nice without, they're not over perfumed at all, but they don't smell like sheep either. She had another fleece that she was like, you need to touch this one, and it was the most softest thing. I can't remember what the breed was, but it was so soft. The only issue was that it wasn't a cream or a light gray brown. It was black, and I didn't want to make a black cardigan. Not for this cardigan anyways. So yeah, Cactus Hill Farms, La Jara, not Jara. So you got cactushillfarms.com. You can buy on her website as well. So I bought a whole pound of this. I purchased only 4 ounces from her last year, and I still haven't spun it up. But last Fiber Festival, I bought 4 ounces from her. And I was like, oh, well, let me see what I bought. Maybe, maybe it's different. I pulled it out. It's the exact same thing. It is just, it's a different fleece number. So I don't know if it's the exact same. So I don't know if these fleece numbers are the name of the sheep. or if this is, you know, if she has a merino sheeps and CBMs, and then they have it blended together. I'm not entirely sure how that works, or if this is a crossbreed of sheep that she has. Either way, I bought a CBM merino last year, same color, except I think in pictures it is just a hair darker, but when you put them right next to each other in person, they look exactly the same. So I have extra if I need it. I don't think I'm going to need a whole pound for this cardigan, but we wanted to be on the safe side because, you know, her and I were chatting about, you know, how much fiber, how much did she think a pound was going to make of skeins at, I think it's a fingering weight or a sport weight. So yeah, so I have a bunch of this fiber. I need to start getting spun up, but now that I have this finished, I have just a little bit more of one of these, the South Down. I have a little bit more on my wheel. There was more of that than there was the other one, the BFL. So I'm just going to finish spinning that up. I'm going to cake it into a ball, and eventually one day I'll apply it, but I want to get this started because this is going to take a while to spin. I don't spin every day, so it's going to take a while. So yeah, that's it for purchases. This is a really long video. I'm so sorry. Plans were next. So I talked hair about these plans, right? So I had my overall monthly plans, which was to finish my tests. I wanted to finish the Gia zipper and finish the heirloom quilt cardigan. Those both not going to get finished since I only have 2 days left of this month. What else? I did fix one of my previous knits, but I'm not going to talk about that. That was on my Instagram. If you follow me there, I have a little mini series. I had to fix one of my knits because I knit one side a little bit longer, so I just kind of fixed it. So I got that done at least. And then I need to crank out a lot of socks because there is a bazaar coming up in the middle of October in my neighborhood. And I was able to get a spot as a vendor, so I want to make a bunch of socks. So I still have a while to do that. So that was overall plans. Then for October, I decided to try to write out the plans in a weekly format, kind of like how Natalie of Nitty Natty does it. I'm not sure how well I am at this, but that takes practice. So for right now, I have my weeks. I have my weeks written out. I have it all in pencil in case I need to erase anything. I am not brave enough to use pen yet. I'm hoping to buy like a really nice notebook to do this in soon. I have a lot of these, like this one's from school, and another one was like a freebie I got from my husband's work. So they're all like just really crazy notebooks, nothing pretty to look at. So one day. But yeah, so for week 1 of October, which is October 2nd to the 8th, we have the West Knits MCal that is starting, which I'm going to go ahead and show you the yarn, because I don't know if I showed you the yarn for that. If I did already, I apologize, but let's go ahead and do that real quick. I have my yarn. This is my yarn for the MCal. I really do think I showed this already. We have Willow, Blue Spring, right? Nope, just Spring. First 2 colors. Whole Scarn, super soft, because gotta love it. And then we got blue or Sage Blue, and then we have Heron. I don't know if there's enough contrast between these two. Again, this feels like deja vu, so I probably did talk about it, but this is how we are going. I thought about switching it up and putting these 2 in the middle and then doing like an oatmeal color, and then a brown. But I think I just want to use these. Do I have them in order? No, they're supposed to go this way. So we're just going to go with these. I have them in stash. I want to use them. So yes, so that starts the first week. It's coming up real soon, next Thursday. So that's going to take up a lot of time. And I want to make sure that next week I get the second sleeve done for both the quilt cardigan and the Gia zipper. So that's why I'm trying to get this first sleeve finished this weekend, so that I can get the sleeves done by the end of next week. That is the goal. And then week 2, October 9th to the 15th, that's our fall break as well. Yeah, our fall break starts on the 6th of October, which is my birthday. I will be turning 39. Old lady. I have the fall break, so I plan to use a lot of that time to hopefully get all the preparation done for the bazaar. Make sure I have enough pairs of socks in medium and large. Those are the only 2 sizes I'm gonna make. And then all this stuff, like, you know, the small stuff. Make sure I have a sign, you know, display. What else? I have a whole list right here. I need to make signs, prices, you know, make sure my PayPal's good to go. I mean, I just think I'm going to print out like a QR code so people can pay that way. Make sure the table and my grid wall is ready. I need to make tags for everything. I want to make sure I have all my socks, any de-stash yarn that I have, hand spun yarn that I might be selling, any old sweaters I'm thinking about selling. I just want to make sure I got everything good to go. So that is for the second week. And then obviously clue 2 of the MCAL. I want to get the ribbing for the quilt cardigan done that week as well. And then block and install the zipper for the Gia sweater. We will see. I was hoping that I was ahead of schedule with those sleeves. I really did. Week 3, which is October 16th to the 22nd, got clue 3 for the MCAL. And then I want to pick up an old whip called the Folly Skirt by Espastrico. Started that last September, and I am about 70% of the way through with this skirt. It takes a really long time to do 1 row. So I'm hoping to pick that up in October. Not get it finished, just get back into it. And then week 4 is October 23rd to the 29th, and that'll be for clue 4 of the MCAL. And I haven't really written out any other plans yet, because I'm going to play it by ear, because things might get shifted down. Hopefully not too crazy, but that's all I've got so far. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping writing this out, breaking it down might help me. As you can see, I haven't written anything about the Ingrid slipover or the Leith cardigan. Oh, you know, I missed a whole purchase over there, which I'll get to. I'll talk about it, but just things, right? Any other new starts I might want to make in the month of October. We'll figure it out when it happens. Okay, I missed one purchase. Sorry. So these are not a purchase. These are leftovers. These leftover from the Felix cardigan. This is Drops tweed. No, it's not. It is not. It is Knit Picks of Wool of the Andes tweed. This one is the Down Heather colorway. So I had 3 of these left over. And I have another one of the things I want to knit for the fall is I don't know how it's pronounced, Isla. It's Ilya by Caitlin Hunter. And I wasn't sure what colorways I wanted to do until I was looking through the the project pages of others who have knit this, and I found one that I really, really liked, and it used this yarn, and it actually used this color in it. So I was like, cool, I've got leftovers, and this should be enough. I'm hoping this is enough. I thought I had 4 skeins, but maybe I only have 3 unless one fell out. This was for like the least amount of color for one of the contrast colors. The other contrast color was this one. This one's called Apple Blossom Heather. It's a tweed as well. So these 2 would be the contrast colors. I think the number 1, number 2. And then for the main color was Wool of the Andes, not the tweed, but a Cobblestone Heather. So this is the main color. So I thought these 3 would look really, well, I did like the way that these 3 look together on the other person's. So I was like, yeah, I need more pink in my life. Neutrals, I'm trying really hard to knit with more neutrally colors. I want more creams and browns. I have yarn in the stash, it's just I don't have enough time to knit everything. Like I really want a cream sweater for this fall, but I don't have the time for it. So yeah, that was a quick overview of that. Again, that's for the Isla. It's not Isla because it's Ilya. Ilya sweater. I don't know. It's by Caitlin Hunter. Okay, so that's it. Other than that, it was life stuff. If you want to click off, that's cool. Life stuff, early September. Again, we went to Salida, Colorado for the Fiber Festival. It was a really nice day. Really nice day. We had a good time, hung out. You can go and watch that short that I posted if you want to see more. But it was beautiful. What else? You know, still working at the school, trying to just get through day to day. Also, I don't know when I scheduled. I think it was probably in August. Yeah, in August I scheduled an appointment to see a doctor. I had been dealing with some palpitations and just chest pain. And I was really, really worried about it, honestly. Hindsight, I think I was just really, really stressed. So it was adding to everything, and I was having heartburn on top of it all. So it was a lot. So I scheduled an appointment and saw a doctor. I had an EKG for the first time ever. Everything turned out okay. No real issues. The doctor didn't hear any murmurs or anything like that, but she did order a Holter monitor for me to wear. So I am currently on day 3 of wearing a Holter monitor. There's definitely something else. Something else. So all I have to do is just push this button right here whenever I feel anything. And there's actually an app linked to this that I can just put my symptoms in. So I would just click on that and tell them, you know, and be like, okay, well, this is what I'm feeling, whether it's, you know, racing heart or chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness kind of thing, any kind of symptom like that. And then I have to tell them what I was doing at the time and then how long that feeling lasted. So it's pretty easy. That's what I've been doing. The biggest issue that I'm having, is that it is incredibly itchy under these pads. Like, incredibly itchy. Like, I try not to think about it, because if I do, then it gets really bad. And I'm just sitting here going like this, like, because this is thick, so I can't actually scratch my skin under it. So I have to like bang on it. I don't know. It's so itchy. And I don't know if it's the adhesive that I'm having a reaction to, or if it was because to prep it, to put it on my skin, the gentleman that did this, he had to sandpaper my skin. He had to take a piece of sandpaper that came with this, sand my skin, and then he had to put alcohol on top of it. Ooh, that burned. So I was a little irritated. So I don't know if that's why it itches or if, again, the adhesive. But I got that on. The only other sucky part is that I can't sleep on my stomach. I am a stomach sleeper. I don't try to. It just happens. So I fall asleep on my back or usually on my side, one or the other. And sometime in the middle of the night, I just find myself on my stomach. So I usually wake up on my stomach. Like, and I can't help it. But the first night I had this, I found myself waking up several times because I was trying to roll onto my stomach and I'd bonk it. And I'd wake up and then get back on my back. Like, it's so bad that when I had jaw surgery when I was younger, I had surgery to correct my overbite. I had to actually sleep sitting up for the first couple of days. And there were a couple of mornings I woke up and I was sleeping on my face like this. It's so sad. But yeah, so that is what's going on right now. I have this, I have an appointment in December for a cardiogram? I can't remember what it's called. I think a cardiogram. I don't know. I have an appointment in, but I don't know. Everything's fine so far. I still feel like I can just walk across the house and my heart will start racing. I can just be driving the car and I'll have a palpitation, and it's like a really strong pump, and then it's done. It's like my heart will just be like, and I'm good. So I think I'm okay, but I figured it's time. I'm gonna be 39. I'm getting older. So it's time to take care of everything. Rora's sleeping on my hand knits over here. I'm gonna go ahead and end this and clean up, and then I will get this edited. It's gonna take forever. I'm sorry for how long this video is. I do appreciate you stopping by. And I hope to see you next time, and we'll have lots of other projects, hopefully. We'll see. All right, everyone. Bye.